Hello and welcome back to Chasing Trophies. Today we were going to do an in-depth analysis of head-to-head between India and Pakistan on the cricket field, but politics has taken over and we have a lot of drama since last night. The Pakistan government have announced that they will take part in the ICC T20 World Cup, but will boycott the match versus India. The implications of this is huge. It's massive. There's a lot of money at stake, and the ICC have responded likewise, saying that we understand the political situation, but for Pakistan to forfeit this match will cause a lot of problems, not only for the ICC but for Pakistan as well. Joining me is Fez, and Fez, here we are at it again. We're cricket experts, but now we got to talk a bit of politics. And I don't know the exact reason. They haven't given the exact reason, but obviously it's a build-up over the last year or so. The Asia Cup, the Champions Trophy, whatever you want to say, is built up to this situation. And right now, as of now, Pakistan is saying they're not going to play the match against India.
Yeah, bhai, like it feels like it's a attention-seeking move from Pakistan. Like at this point of time, everything was settled, and you even in the Champions Trophy when you raised the thing that we will not come to India, wo bhi settle ho gaya tha from ICC's part. Then the Asia Cup, you didn't handshake. Maybe that did sort of hit your ego because India refused to shake the handshake. Whatever it is, bhai, that is all in the done and dusted. Whatever the situation, but now in this context, that they're not realizing, like you mentioned, the large-scale implication that's at hand. You have to compensate a lot of people, not just the people from the ICC, not just the people from the people playing cricket in your own nation, but your own broadcaster, your own journalist, and your own, country's economy. So that is going to take a massive toll. And now, do you want to take the risk of that by raising such a statement? First of all, why would you raise such a statement in this kind of a time? जब आपका ही फेवर हो रहा है हर चीज का आप श्रीलंका में खेल रहे हो देयर इज नो सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट नो न्यूट्रल वेन्यू इंडिया इज ट्रैवलिंग टू श्रीलंका यू आर गेटिंग योर वे अराउंड हियर so there was no need to poke your business in something that was between Bangladesh and the ICC. First of all, secondly, they need to understand, like, they will have to give the broadcaster back their money, whatever. I don't know how the mathematics works of this whole broadcasting thing, but I'm pretty sure if I am a broadcaster and I'm getting a loss because of a particular country, I will ask their board to pay me that money. I think that is what it is. So what I'm aware of is $38 million, Mustafa. That is the वो थोड़ा बहुत हिसाब है जो हमारे को समझ में आ रहा है कि $38 million right now in this economy, and we know where Pakistan is right now. It's going to be a huge blow, and then you're going to miss out on, like, they have their players, Babar Azam, Salman Agha, all of these guys. Their future is at stake. Will they be able to ever play cricket again in another country? Because any other board country will be like, भाई तुम जो वर्ल्ड कप में करे सही नहीं है, we're not going to allow you to play the BBL, we're not going to play the IPL. Obviously IPL तो है ही नहीं. Sri Lankan Premier League will also say that भाई हमारी security concern है, हमारी भी बेइज्जती कर रहे हैं आप यहाँ पे एक गेम के पीछे. So this will have, like the ICC had mentioned in their statement, it's a very good statement, Musa bhai. Like, it's very crisp, it's threatening, and it's silent at the same time. So that is a very significant and long term. These two are like used like words, like भाई measure जैसा आप बोले large होंगे, but लंबा period के भी लिए आप ban हो सकते हो.
Yes, but the problem is over here where ICC will have a problem is that technically this has happened before. Teams have forfeited matches, and if you look at it, the bans that you apply, right? That is when you forfeit the whole tournament, when you pull out of a tournament. Pakistan have just pulled out of a game, so they're very smart about it. They've thought about this decision, and
100%.
It also applies pressure on India. Whether we like it or not, the Indian public, the sentiment was you should boycott Pakistan, you should not play them in the Asia Cup, right? But India decided to play that game because of what you just said, all the money at stake, all the sponsorships and everything. They decided to play that game. Now it put pressure on India in the sense that, look, these guys boycotted, you couldn't boycott. That's one thing. But the other thing is that they haven't pulled out of the tournament. They pulled out of one game. Now they can give you past references, which is the Zimbabwe-England, when England refused to go over there. You can twist and turn and say that, no, that was a different situation, that was this, that was that. But at the end of the day, that was England, Zimbabwe, this is India, Pakistan. This is why this matter is bigger. But it's actually the same thing. They're avoiding one match, which England also did in 2003. There are other instances. I think in 2003, New Zealand also did not go to Kenya. For the World Cup match, stating their own reasons over there. So they have that backing in the sense that this has happened before. And at that time, the only payment was points.
Yes.
Their only penalty was points. So Pakistan are willing to give points. Now, if you go into the thing is, me and you, we both know that it's a sponsorship problem, it's a broadcaster problem, it's all that problem. But that's technically not Pakistan's problem, because they will tell ICC, bhai, like other people also did it. All we have to do is pay in points. We'll pay you the points. You take our points, and we don't want to play the game. We'll play our rest of the matches. If we qualify, we're on to the next one. The problem for Pakistan is that now, whichever way they go, if they play this game, they're going to be criticized. If they don't play this game, they're going to be criticized. And how are they going to avoid India in a knockout game if they are planning to go deep into this tournament? What if they play India in the semi-finals or finals? Then what do you do?
That is the biggest question, right? Like you mentioned, they've taken the decision with a lot of thought process, but probably they didn't think it all the way through. And apart from that, Musabhai, I think there is a running ICC rule that is going around that net run rate be forfeit kar dete ho when the points are linked. So already there's going to be pressure on you going into the group stages. See, all the jokes aside, yeah, maybe we still probably somewhere back them to beat USA, Netherlands, and Namibia, but it will add more pressure on you because where the match is turning into the favor of the other side, wahan thoda pressure. Now, when you come to a semi-final and final, you have to forfeit the cup then you have to stand. Now that shows you have a backbone. Like if you have mentioned here that you're not going to play, then will you have the same backbone when you're going to play against them in a thing? Then that is where आपका ढोगलापना कैसा भी दिखाई देगा, या तो यहाँ दिखाई देगा या तो यहाँ दिखाई देगा. यहाँ ज्यादा जल्दी दिख जाएगा क्योंकि आप अभी one match बोल रहे हो, but जैसा आप बोले, like when it comes to a semi-final final, that again, if they do that, they'll have to forfeit the cup and they'll have to walk over because you already created such a ruckus, you already created such a broadcasting issue. Now I completely agree that other teams have done this, but at that time the only thing that was in their favor is there was not a lot of money in cricket. It was all even Steven. There was no media rights, no kind of a Geo Hotstar.
It was
no
also
kind of
not India-Pakistan.
And it was not only India-Pakistan. And India-Pakistan actually were playing cricket at that time together. It didn't get to that extent. So for ICC, yes, they've taken out a statement saying that, bhai, PCB के साथ साथ पाकिस्तान के फैंस का कंसिडर करो, आप लोगों के जॉब्स का कंसिडर करो, आप क्रिकेट इन जनरल उसका हेल्थ का कंसिडरेशन करो. Why is it different? See, I understand India also had refused to go, but we came to a consensus that we're not going to go there. They're not going to come here. Sorted. Pakistan ke time pe there is nothing that is helping anybody. It's only spoiling the things for a lot of people. It's spoiling it for Sri Lanka. It's spoiling it for India. It's spoiling it for the broadcasters, the jobs. So there are a lot of multifold things that are happening. Now, why is it more serious? It's something that I think we talked about, something that now their officials are coming out and saying it in public. So that makes it like, maybe are they serious this time around? Because usually it will just be a lot of drafting, a lot of paperwork, but now it's actually face-to-face interaction with the media.
And if you look at it from India's point of view, for India, it could be it'll be a big loss as well in terms of not the actual team, but for them it's a win. But like for the a lot of the broadcasters, mind you, are Indian. A lot of people who make these advertisements and everything, they're Indian as well. So they have to look at it from that perspective. आप जब एक tournament बनाते हैं, वहाँ पे आपके ads, it all comes into that budget. So all this money will be lost, and this puts pressure on India because there's public now. I mentioned this yesterday in our other channel on the live that now the public will put pressure on India as well. That see, these guys are boycotting, you haven't boycotted. That's one thing, but also how does if you are India, or if you're the ICC, if you're Jay Shah, how do you convince Pakistan to play this? If how do you tell them? Because if they tell you, no, we're not going to play, that's it, that's final, then how do you convince this game to happen? Because at the end of the day, unka to nuksan hoga Pakistan ka overall, but India ka immediate nuksan hoga, and ICC ka bhi immediate nuksan hoga 100%.
Yeah, bhai, yehi ho sakta hai. Right now, the way to convince Pakistan is very difficult, frankly, because like you mentioned, there are examples of the past. See, the situations were different, halat different the, racial situations the, was the other thing. But yahan pe bhi, they're going to pull up some kind of an agenda which we're seeing. Maybe stop grouping India, Pakistan together and just say, bhai, you're going to knock out mein mila. Stop this whole agenda of grouping it. This is probably a good lesson for us as well, that we don't need to always do this. From an advertiser's perspective, what they can understand is, if you're an advertiser, Mustafa, the way I'm going to loop in you as a channel will be like, bhai, ye tournament aa raha hai, isme India Pakistan hai, which is probably like one of the highest selling things. So now you're going to pay top dollar for that, right? Yes. Now if that is not going to be there, bhai, aapka hi nahi nuksan hoga, Jio ka hi nahi hoga, but unke Jio ka bhi hoga, unke bhi news channels ka hoga, unke bhi logon ka hoga. So I think it's going to ultimately come to an economical thing. दैट भाई आप समझो कि आप $38 million तो अब देना है, उसके बाद हर बायलैटरल से आपको बैन कर देंगे. एवरी नोशन को आईसीसी कैन इजीली कन्विंस एंड से कि भाई दिस इज नो मोर team that is going to be allowed in the WTC. They could do that. I know it will sound a little bit क्या बोलते हैं, unfair to an extent, not at all like to a large extent because they are the one who's doing this, but to an extent it could also be unfair. But you're calling this problem upon yourself 6 days before a major tournament. You're giving everyone a tough time in this thing, so they'll have to be very very diplomatic but also assertive in making this decision as Jay Shah, because Jay Shah's again has that BCCI background, right? So that is where that other theory will come out, bhai, he is doing it like this and that and that. So that's how I think the statement that's gone from ICC is very apt right now. Now it's up to the PCB how they respond in doing so.
Yeah, see, the problem is that these punishments and everything will happen after, but the current loss is something that is too big. Like, so
for every country, for India also, for India also,
that is the problem. So like, आप जो पैसा already डाल दिए ना, आप ही देख लो public sentiment. आप तो इंडिया में रहते हैं, वो टाइम पे public sentiment क्या था, नहीं खेलना है पाकिस्तान के against. That was the public sentiment. मगर आप उसके बावजूद खेले, वो भी एशिया कप खेले, right? Which is not as big as a ICC tournament. ICC is massive. So imagine the money over here. If India didn't decline Asia Cup, there is no way, like, they didn't want this match to happen. The BCCI want this match to happen. ICC want this match to happen. What I can't understand is why Pakistan don't want this match to happen, because Pakistan also benefit from this game. They also get money from this game. They also get popularity from this game. They get viewers from this game. Is it the political ties with Bangladesh? We know that Mohsen Naqvi is also related to Asim Munir. And they have that equation. And is it a political thing as well, in the sense that because Bangladesh, it happened with this, we're trying to show our support of Bangladesh by doing this?
100% is political, Mustafa, because there is no reason. India had a reason of not going to Pakistan. Pakistan had a reason not going to India. But Pakistan doesn't have a reason not to go to Sri Lanka right now. There is no security threat in Sri Lanka. There is no pitch problem in Sri Lanka. They're actually getting favored in Sri Lanka, like India did in the Champions Trophy. So it's a pretty fair level battle right now. Now, why it's been driven politically is because the statement came out from the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. It didn't come out from the PCB.
Yes.
The PCB has not said anything yet, right? The Pakistan Cricket Board is yet to even comment on this thing. So that basically says that BCCI did not talk and the Indian government is talking. Now, that is automatically politics involved in this whole thing. For Pakistan, I don't know, man. Like, is the revenue even helping them or not? Maybe they know better than us that what this revenue is. It should, because it's $50 million. I'm pretty sure anyone would not want to give that amount of money.
100% it does, yes.
And that's like about like the population of Pakistan. I don't know exactly the numbers, but it's a good amount of number that is involved in the cricket, and it is their stress reliever, bhai, the stress busters and stuff. And if you renovate your stadiums in Pakistan, I'm pretty sure you can make a healthy economy out of that as well. It's mostly looking like an attention-seeking opportunity for Pakistan to play their political agenda, at the same time make ICC crumble under pressure, saying that they're trying to basically hit two targets with one stone, and that is actually पहले तो इंडिया की dominance in cricket बताना चाह रहे कि भाई BCCI को कितना फेवर कर रहे in some way, and the other is the backing of the Bangladesh, because they were the one who wanted to tell Bangladesh कि भाई हम आपके साथ हैं, तो ये एक स्टैंड उनको मिल गया उसके ऊपर. Now, पूरा चक्रव्यूह अगर आप देखें, I still feel Pakistan will play because of what is on stake, not for just them, but every cricket nation that is playing in this tournament will have a ideology now about Pakistan कि भाई ये लोग ऐसा छिछोरी हरकत कर दिए, लाइट ले लो इन लोगों को, क्रिकेट से लाइट. अगर वो हो जाता है, then it's obviously going to be a very bad mark on the country and their stance. And maybe this could go on to like people calling out Olympics, could be calling out, so they could potentially be banned from every sporting.
The issue is that they're only skipping one game. They're not skipping the tournament. So that is the issue. Like, you can't really like, if they asked you like if they were skipping the whole game, you could take more implications.
100%.
का नुकसान कर रहा है. यहाँ पे USA का नुकसान नहीं हो रहा. यहाँ पे
बट वही कौन सा गेम पकड़े वो चीज है.
नेदरलैंड्स को नहीं हो रहा नुकसान. अगर आप सुपर 8 में उनके ग्रुप में शायद अगर इंग्लैंड, वेस्ट इंडीज, न्यूजीलैंड जो भी है उनके ग्रुप में, उनको नुकसान नहीं होगा. सिर्फ इंडिया को सिर्फ इंडिया को बॉयकॉट कर रहे हैं, राइट? लाइक
इंडिया भैया, I will say one thing here.
This is not correct. I'm not like.
I agree.
But like what I'm just trying to tell you is that it's not like in the whole context of it, it's just one game.
I'll
It's
give you
not.
one simple thing, Mustafa. The biggest thing
Yeah,
I'll tell you. If
yeah.
this was Australia and Australia was getting boycotted by Pakistan, it wouldn't have been such a big thing,
It
right?
wouldn't have.
Australia, yeah, mate, let's go. I'll still get a better shot at the trophy, mate. Yeah, like whatever. With
Yes.
India, it's like, okay, you're boycotting our match,
Yes.
but भाई पैसा हमारा भी लगा हुआ है,
बहुत
हमने
ज्यादा.
और आप जो बोले हमने नहीं बॉयकॉट करा, तुम
Yeah.
बॉयकॉट कर रहे हो, तुम
Yeah.
हमारे को सबक सिखाने जा रहे हो.
That puts
If it was
pressure on India.
any country other in the world, they would have laughed it off. They would be like,
Yeah,
screw
they would
this,
have.
we don't need
And
you.
also, I feel sorry, you can add.
हाँ नहीं बोल आप बोलो.
I was just saying also, if this was India who did it, right, I think the public sentiment would be like sahi hai, like, it's fine and everything. But the thing is, my take, your take, and a lot of cricket fans, we want cricket to happen. So I don't want this to happen. The match should happen on the 15th of February because everybody is involved.
Every industry is involved. Bhai, transport, hotel.
Yeah. And I'm not going to forget me, you. I'm not going to forget journalists. I'm not going to forget the people who work at the stadium, because now we can't forget anybody. Like, you know how we say, "Arey, forget about this guy. What about this guy?" No, everybody, because this game is very
So
important.
that is the thing. If Pakistan forgot any other team, Namibia, कोई हाँ भाई कर लो, ICC कर लो बोलती थी, ICC कर लो बोलती थी.
Yeah.
But this game and now the only thing is Pakistan, if they come into a semi-final, a knockout game, then what do? They're not thinking of that, because they're saying कि entry point में अगर हम किच्ची डाल देंगे तो आखिर का तो जाके देखेंगे क्या करना है, बेगैरती कर देंगे, लाइट ले लो, हाँ भाई हम बोले थे जब, अब नहीं बोलते.
And
That
that
is
is,
what they're going to do.
and for ICC, that is the problem, right? If they allow Pakistan to skip this game, but then India se semi-final padta, that's a huge loss. If Pakistan say no to that game, right? Because right now we don't know. I honestly thought that they won't come up with this statement, right? In the back of my mind, हम दोनों अभी भी ऐसा लग रहा है कि मैच शायद हो जाएगा. But अगर उन लोग बोल दिया कि भाई हम नहीं खेल रहे वो मैच, फिर सेमीफाइनल भी नहीं खेलेंगे, तो आपका पूरा टूर्नामेंट चौपट हो गया, because you're going to miss out on too much action. You can't miss out on
और
that much.
ये एक बहुत बड़ा सबक है मुस्तफा भाई ICC के लिए, and that stop grouping these two in the same team. Like this things now will happen in every tournament. अगर आप ग्रुप करने जाओगे यही प्रॉब्लम होगा.
So the problem here is that even when you don't group them, right? If the tournament is in India, for example, if the tournament is in Pakistan, if the tournament is in Australia, the tournament is in England, even if you don't group them, and if you don't group them, no problem. But then what if they're in the Super 8s? There's high chance they can play in the Super 8s. फिर आप क्या करेंगे? फिर आप सेमीफाइनल में अगर आ गए तो क्या करेंगे, राइट? बिकॉज आप देखो, अगर आप एक ग्रुप में नहीं है तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आप नहीं खेलेंगे टूर्नामेंट. हम लोग ऑस्ट्रेलिया, बांग्लादेश, अफगानिस्तान के साथ नहीं थे ग्रुप में 24 में, मगर तीनों से खेले ना सुपर 8s में, राइट? आपका अफगानिस्तान का भी मैच, आपका खाली पाकिस्तान से नहीं हुआ सुपर 8s में, तो आप या तो यहाँ मिलेंगे या तो वहां मिलेंगे, बिकॉज ऑफ
मिलेंगे तो सही आप, लेकिन हमेशा ये टूर्नामेंट में घुसने से पहले ये गिच्चियां, ये ग्रुपिंग की वजह से छोड़े.
वो तो इज जस्ट टू गारंटी दैट यू गेट वन मनी गेम, राइट? दैट्स द रीजन. But at the end of the day, the way the tournament is structured, you're going to most likely play against. It's a world tournament. You're going to play most of the teams. And especially unless Pakistan get knocked out or India get knocked out, there's high chance they're going to play with each other either in the Super 8s or in the semi-finals.
Okay. I want to throw this question at you. You can answer like however you understand it. Let's just say, for example, Pakistan go through with this.
Yes.
How important will Pakistan, like if ICC goes ahead and ban, what will be the future of cricket in that context if Pakistan gets banned and there is no Pakistan in cricket?
So my thinking in this is that obviously if they don't play this, it's going to be a huge problem, and Pakistan's image will already I think
tarnished.
Like it's tarnished, and it's going to tarnish more. But you can't ban them in that sense. That's the problem, right? Because it's one game. Yeah, so I don't think they will be banned. That's what I'm. But if they're very angry and they do something like that, then Pakistan have to accept it, because they're the ones who started this.
Yeah, but what is the future of cricket then? How do we see it? Is it going to be that exciting for a lot of people, or do you think यार India Pakistan अब होएगा ही नहीं कोई ICC event में? Let's just say they got a 2-year ban, they're not in a 27 World Cup, they're not in a 26 World Cup. How do we see cricket over there? Do we see other leagues? Potentially we see the future of Indian IPL becoming a 12-month course or something like that.
I think at the end of the day, cricket is such a popular sport in these two countries that at the end of the day, they're going to figure it out. They're going to find a solution. Like, I don't think it's going to be like, I do understand that the IPL will take over and everything, and but that's still cricket. So cricket won't really be affected. And like, in that, maybe ICC team up with the BCCI and increase the IPL. So at the end of the day, the actual cricket is not going to suffer too much. Right now, it's suffering because we're having these problems. But अगर मैच खेल लिए तो और हाइप होगा ना मैच का, और लोग देखेंगे. अगर मैच हो गया गलती से तो और लोग देखेंगे. So technically right now it's nothing has really affected cricket, because if the match is in Colombo 15 February, you tell me which Indian Pakistani who likes cricket is not going to watch the game.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically some way for like everybody who was probably trying to boycotted Asia Cup ke dauran to get them back maybe in
now even
but
the Asia Cup, remember you said not you, sorry. People said that we got to boycott. But the stadiums are full. Everyone was watching at home, and like everyone was watching also like the under-19 teams and everything. So it's not really a thing. Like
for me, just like if in the future there's no Pakistan in a major sporting event in cricket, a lot of broadcasters might drop out, man. Like they'll be like, there's no money spinner. Like jitna bhi bola, India, Australia, India, England, much more competitive, yes. But the fire that India-Pakistan does bring out, which is right now we can see the large-scale implications or the extent of which we're potentially talking about this right now, that really turns your head into think about what will happen if it actually put a ban on Pakistan.
I just feel that Pakistan can't afford that. Like, so they'll have to find some common ground, and they'll have to come up with some negotiation and saying, "Ki bhai."
What is the common ground here? Because there's nothing that is happening against them in terms of security, in terms of playing venue, in terms of anything. So what is the solution that they're looking for? Do they just want to walk one off for their ego and then play the semi-final? Then that makes no sense.
I think it's because what happened in the Asia Cup and everything, and also what happened with Bangladesh. They're just trying to prove a point to India. That's what it looks like. And right now they're proving their point, because India is probably under pressure, but this is not the right way to do it. Like, if you want to prove a point, aap match khelo, aap harao, phir aap point prove karenge na. By doing this, now what's going to happen? What Pakistan were saying, that India are cowards for trying to boycott, now Pakistan are cowards for boycotting, right? That's why pura ulta ho gaya situation. Now everyone was criticizing India to boycott for India. Why are they boycotting? They're scared to play Pakistan. Now ulta ho gaya, Pakistan is scared to play India. So they're they have to look at it that way and say, ki bhai, no, if we really want to hurt teams and players, and we want to really make our country proud, then you got to play the match and win the game. That's what I said for India. मैं जब बोला था कि भाई boycott मत करो, आप खेलो उन लोग से, उनको हराओ, यही करे ना, 3 बार हराए, and आपका जवाब मिल गया, and you satisfied. That's how you do it. By not playing, आप खुद को tarnish कर देते. That's the problem.
Yeah, वही है कि there is no sense making thing in this thing, but we know what the agenda is of the PCB, trying to say कि भाई हमारे को लाइट ले ले रहे, इंडिया को फेवर कर दे रहे हर चीज में, is what they're trying to achieve out of this. Right now it's going nowhere. I think economically so it's going to be a very big thing, but this is Pakistan and their decisions don't make sense at
times. It also shows, right, they have some sort of say, because otherwise they wouldn't have taken this step. Like you said, if when Bangladesh tried to take a step, they banished them in 1 day.
Second,
but Pakistan is taking it, so they don't have the power of BCCI, but they have some sort of pull over there, that this is being, ICC is politely telling them that khelo and everything. There is something about this, to be fair. But yeah, I think who I feel bad about is the players, because the players, whether it's India or Pakistan, it's not their choice. They were just going to go and play cricket. Rohit Sharma, like you said, he said कि मैं पाकिस्तान भी खेलूंगा, इधर भी खेलूंगा, कोई problem नहीं है, is the game. So the players get stuck in this situation.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like, these guys will say the statements. It's the people on the ground who will get things. Imagine they come up with a solution saying, "ठीक है भाई, हम handshake कर लेंगे, problem नहीं है." That'll be the funniest solution to anything. Just because of one handshake, ego, आप इतना सब जमा दिया and stuff like that.
अभी because अब इंडिया का भी ईगो हर्ट हो गया ना. उन लोग बोले कि भाई हम लोग आ रहे हो तुम्हारे से खेलने श्रीलंका, हम लोग फ्लाइट लेके आ रहे हैं, आप उधर ही रुके हुए हैं, हम पूरा ब्रॉडकास्ट करेंगे, हम सब काम कर रहे हैं, आपको बस मैच खेलना है, आप वो भी नहीं खेलना चाह रहे, एंड आपके पास रीजनिंग नहीं है ना. जैसा आप बोले, आप अगर इंडिया में ये मैच हो रहा तो I completely understand the boycott. But ये match नहीं हो रहा तब भी like there would be drama, but it would be like you'd understand it from their angle. Right now, I don't understand on what basis Pakistan boycotting. Like if it's just to point to India, the problem is उनको ही नुकसान होगा. That like own goal हो जाएगा गोल मारने के चक्कर में. That is the problem. Like they have to understand that नुकसान उनको भी होगा. होगा नुकसान. मैं नहीं मान रहा हूँ कि नहीं होगा. इंडिया को भी नुकसान फाइनेंशियली होगा, बट लाइक पाकिस्तान को ज्यादा होगा एंड ऑफ द डे.
बेसिकली भाई इन परसेंटेज अगर आप देखो सर 70% ऑफ देयर रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम क्रिकेट कम्स फ्रॉम आईसीसी. इंडिया का सिर्फ लाइक 10% आता भाई. सो दे डोंट हैव अ बिग प्रॉब्लम इन दिस, राइट? सो परसेंटेज वाइज अगर आप देखो इंडिया को धक्का लगेगा, बट उतना बड़ा धक्का नहीं लगेगा. बट the big impact is that the India-Pakistan game itself.
Yeah, the thing is, in my opinion, I completely agree. Pakistan को ज्यादा नुकसान होगा, but India को भी talk like it's going to.
लगा भाई जैसा आप बोले मुस्तफा भाई, like they didn't think of the they didn't do all.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that's the only reason. मेरे को नहीं मालूम यार कितना पैसा है exactly, ठीक है? And I'm not very good with numbers. I'm not like excellent in accounts or anything like that. But I know for a fact that this match is extremely important for all stakeholders. I know that, like, for a fact, like, there's no doubt about it, because people will come and tell me, "Arey, who cares, man? It's not a big deal. It is a big deal. Whether maybe it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal." Like, apne ko dekho, we just want to see a match. We want to talk about it. We want to see a close game. I remember MCG 2022. That was a top match. Even New York is a very underrated game. That was a low-scoring thriller in New York. So the last couple of T20 World Cup matches, India-Pakistan, were pretty exciting. So I would want to see an exciting game once again, but what is at stake is much larger than just my excitement or anything.
It's become political, it's become economical, it's been like financial, it's become everything that you didn't want cricket to become. It's becoming that right now, and that is the sad reality. Had this been any other country, maybe it wouldn't have been this big. They would have left it off, but since it's the two nations that are the biggest rivals on the field and off the field, it's turning to something like this.
Yeah. And for the people who say, like, who cares about them? The thing is, it makes a deal, because there is, like, you have to understand there's a lot of things involved in this, and people have, like, splashed out on this game. So you have to understand. And Sri Lanka also will suffer from this situation, because they are willing to host this match. They will also get ticket revenue from this game. They'll also have, some money from the broadcasters. And
tourism, bro. Tourism kitna badega?
Yeah, 100%, man. The amount of people that came for an Asia Cup game, it wasn't full, but there was a lot of people who traveled, and the hotels were full. That I can guarantee you. The World Cup match to pakka full hota tha. Like, if not the stadium, the hotels would have been full for sure. So for them, it's a big problem. And Sri Lanka is already economically is suffering. They were probably depending a lot on this game, in terms of their transportation, their hotels, their tourism, everything. So it would have really helped them having this match, but they'll have to wait and see what happens. And yeah, we'll update you guys what happens with the situation. Currently, as we speak, Pakistan are saying they're not going to play the India match. They're going to forfeit it, and they'll play the rest of the games. ICC are saying, "Ki bhai, you gotta play this match. Like, otherwise there's going to be repercussions." So we'll see exactly what happens. Thank you, Faiz, for your time. This was an intense talk, but it was much needed, because it's a big, important situation. Hopefully, we can talk more cricket in the next episode and do more analysis on the actual teams, and look at the players and the strengths and the head-to-head in that way. And yeah.
Hopefully. Long live cricket. That's all we can say right now.